Hello, dear ones. Hello, hello. This is Annemarie here. And this is my first Facebook Live. So I do feel a little nervous. So bear with me there. Let's see if anybody will pop up here with me in this space. Today I want to talk to you about deep grounding and about the distored red power, which is to be found in the first center, in the root chakra. Just give me a second, I need to breathe and ground. It was pretty spontaneous today that I should make a live, so I did write down a few points just so that I don't get lost in my emotions or in the flow and go somewhere else, because there's so much to be shared. So, deep grounding. In my personal life and in the family I grew up with, I saw, and I'm not going to go here into detail, but I saw many things, witnessed, felt, that didn't feel good to me, that were not what I wanted for my life. And this I knew at a very, very little, when I was very, very little already. So when I moved out of the house, I was sure I don't... Okay, now we're back. And I was sure I don't want that. And I felt these energies or these vibes in the house I grew up in as very dense. And if you would put a color onto these vibes, it would be red, you know. So I decided I don't want this in my life. And so I went from home and I started to develop the more, if you see it in the chakra system, the more upper centers, right? So I started to develop, for example, love, and I started to develop the communication and started to connect those two, heartful communication, and I started to develop connection to God, as I call it. And this is actually was giving me the feeling to almost fly up from the ground, you know, because here we are again. And so I really had the feeling that I almost leviate from the floor. And also for my body, I felt something's off, something's not okay, something's not all right. But I couldn't like put a name on it, you know. And till one day when I saw, hey, my business is not running the way I wanted to. And also I feel kind of agitated. I also feel kind of not connected to myself. Yeah. And so I felt that way and I knew something's off. Something is like missing, maybe, or this is at least how I perceived it. And so I asked God or the universe to guide me, to show me what's going on, what is off there, you know. And it was shown to me that when I was a child, what I perceived, these energies and vibration and the deeds and the words that I was witnessing, and also at times felt as a victim of it, they are connected to this power that we have within and to the power that is stuck in this first center and the second center. This is what it was in my family where I was growing up with. And so I understood that not the red energy itself is bad, But this distort red energy, when the flow upwards is not given, then too much energy accumulates there in the first and second center, and it's not flowing anywhere, so it gets kind of distorted. And then we end up in these behaviors that we see today so often, like this pornographic society, very aggressive, very competitive, very, not connected with the heart, So that was like the explanation for me. And then I said, okay, so what do I do now? And it was shown to me an exercise, super simple, not even a big deal, how to really ground myself deeply. I know there's things out there, and I love, for example, walking barefoot. Studies show that, for example, walking barefoot heightens the serotonin, and serotonin is a neurotransmitter, and it's the substance of joy, So that's great. And also it's shown that the earth gives negative ions to us when we walk barefoot. So I love that, and I really, really recommend doing that. And also, for example, leaning back onto trees or hugging them if you're brave enough. All these things are super, super precious and great. And I started doing that as well. But this was not giving me like this deep, deep grounding, in myself, in my worth even, and into the Mother Earth. And so I asked further, and it was given to me, this practice that I'm talking about. Super simple. Basically, it's nothing else than you, or me in this case, growing roots down once around the earth and back to you. Like, this is one-on-one the practice that I can share with you now. And I'm also sharing this practice, by the way, with every single client that comes to me, and also in almost all of my events that I'm hosting, that I'm facilitating, because it's just so simple and so powerful at the same time, So maybe you want to try this out. I highly recommend it, because through this, also working on my emotions with my other tool that I have, but also, and especially as a base, working on this deep, deep groundedness brought me, first of all, into peace that I have never, ever experienced that deep, but also into connection, reconnection with myself and with my body, like how does this feel to my body, for example? That's such an important question, I think, because our body is our immediately compass if something's good for us or not, So this reconnection to this physical form, it was like big shift in my everything, big shift in my soul business. And that's not even so long ago, yes, that I really went really deep into this practice. Big shift in just in me, like regarding my irritability. I don't know if that's even a word, but to be irritable, like constantly nervous or so. This was all my life the case, I didn't even know why, but it was the reason that I really was not so grounded, So this got super, super better, and so many other things that I now cannot recall, but yeah. My health got better, much more stable also in me. I'm much more stable in me and in the essence that I really am. And I have the feeling that I can hold much more of my essence than before. Like really, I mean the real deal, this authentic, holding my shit, my words, okay? But the ones who know me know my words already. So yeah, this I wanted to share with you today. And yeah, I hope this was an inspiration, even for one soul, then it was worth it, my time and my energy. Yeah, let me just check if I wrote down something else to say. No, that's everything, my dear one. So from all my heart, I wish everybody that we see that this red power that we maybe saw so many times and witnessed so many times in our families was distorted, that the restored and the healthy red power is something extremely sacred, extremely healthy for us to really embody on a very deep level. Yes, and I already did create one offering also regarding this. It's going to be very, very affordable so that really everybody can work with this so important basic tool, And I did inform it with light language technology, and also with some nervous system relaxing and recalibrating frequencies, sound frequencies, and also with some harmonies that balance out the brain hemispheres. Yes. So very soon more to that. We just need to upload it and to make all the structure organization things. And then I'm going to talk more about it. But this was like on my heart, because I feel that if I felt that way, maybe somebody else felt that way as well. And I know, for example, that many nuns, many saints, especially the nuns who went to the, how do you say, cloister? I don't know, to this, institutions, like, where the nuns go. They, they developed so much these upper qualities and the connection to God, but they also did not go into this first or second chakra. They did not do it from the base up. So that means many of them, if you look back into their history, into their lives, they got sick and they died very, very soon, And they were actually physically leviating from the floor. Not just because they were saints, but also because they did not nourish these first and second centers. It was in their perception, like it was in mine, distorted, and something evil, something bad, something that I don't want, because I see it in so many people in this distorted and not healthy state. I hope that makes sense how I explained it. I hope I found the right words. Maybe we can have one more breath together, one more healthy, red power, connected breath that brings us together in the heart space, but with the start and with the initial nourishment from down there. Yes? Another one. All the best, my dear.